connections and 24-hour restaurants. And all, it was amazing to go to downtown Niagara Falls back in those days. And here I am from Belgian Center, a road run and I get a girlfriend that lives on 30th Street in Niagara Falls. The only problem was, from my house to her house was a little over 3 miles. And every time I had to go see her, I had to walk 3 miles there and 3 miles back. There was a bus, but it would have took 2 or 3 hours. So I started walking from Belden Center to 30th Street, and I got to meet her family. This was in about, again, in 1957. What happened in 1958 was without a doubt the happiest year of my life. I had this girl in the city. She's beautiful. She liked me, and I met her family. Her father worked in downtown Niagara Falls and didn't have a car. They didn't have a car. He took a bus to work, and he was gone all day. When summer vacation started, I started going over her house on 30th Street, and there was her mother and 2 other sisters, a total of 4 women. And next thing you knew, I was going there every day. I'd leave about 12 o'clock noon. I'd walk to 30th Street, and Mrs. Fallon was there, Mercedes and Peggy and Jackie, and I was like a king because there was 4 women in this house, and I was the only guy. And she asked me if I wanted iced tea and stuff like that. I was in heaven. I was in heaven. I lucked out. I got a job painting her house too. Painted the house, exterior of the house, and made a few dollars. And I'd go over there and we'd have iced tea and play cards, or go walk around with some other kids, some other girls, and we'd watch American Bandstand. I think it came on at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then I would start back home. Another 3.5 mile walk. I did take her to prom in 10th grade. She was at Gasco. And it was a 10th grade prom, and I had this one suit coat that I wore every day at Duffy, and it was pretty shabby, you know. My brother George took off to California, and I checked out the suit, and it was like a woolen suit, and the prom's in May, you know. So I checked out the suit, and it fit pretty good, and looking at it, there was a blue stain on the suit coat. And what had happened is that back in the day, ballpoint pens were just invented. And once in a while they would leak. And you get this gigantic blue blob that went in your coat. And my brother George had the coat on, and it was like a light blue stain. And it was the only choice I had. I wore it to the prom. I walked around like this most of the time. Later on, they invented something like a pocket where you put this plastic pocket in your, and if your ballpoint pen leaked out, you didn't get on your clothes. I got there for the prom. I had to walk 3.5 miles. It was really hot. I was soaking sweat. I went in the bathroom and took off my coat and tried to dry off. I was stuck, the sweat. Anyhow, it worked out great. I had during the summer we listened, like I said, we listened to records, American Bandstand, and they really fussed over me, and I got paid for being there. And the whole thing lasted about a year. And another nice thing about it, she was 1 year older than me. 1 year older than me. That amazed a lot of people too. Very beautiful girl. I'll show you the picture. No one's ever saw it. 1 year older, lived in the city. Every time I go see her, there's 4 women, and I was in heaven for the whole year, 1958. I was in heaven. Our relationship lasted till 1959. My buddy John Green said that he went to the dance. I missed it for some reason, and he said that she had danced with somebody else, and that meant curtains. And I gave up the dance committee. I went back, and I never saw her again until 2012. We met again in 2012. And
what day of the week was it?
We're together all of 1958. And 1959, if you remember, the Big Bopper, Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, were all killed in February of 1959. And that's about the same time my relationship from 1957 ended. My buddy John Green said, Rich, she said, she's got a friend named Bruce, and he has a car. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. And he was right. I mean, she moved up to a nicer setup than me walking to her house. It was kind of embarrassing. But then again, I was happy because where I live is pretty rough, and the family didn't have a car, so I knew they'd never come see my house. So it worked out just great. But the day the music died was about the end of that. But I took it real serious. I was down in the dumps. I went about 15 years before I looked at another girl because the bar was so high. I mean, she was beautiful. She had a nice family, and I worked with her, and everything was perfect. And I didn't go out again until I was in my 30s. And I got my friend here tonight, Tom. Tom, you about ready? Yeah, Tom is going to play a couple of ballads that I want you to listen carefully to the words because